So I've remade my alternate character with a new build that I'm going to be showing. Basically, this is the ideally what I think is going to be the fastest leveling of all your skills. And there's a few options you can make. You can pick different starting combat stats. The Constitution's pretty much set in stone. You don't have to take the driving skill. You can level the driving skill if you want in game and take thievery or stealth or whatever you want. And then for intelligence, I went medical, but if you want to save the most time, you do survival. If you don't want to stop playing the game to level skills, just do medical. All right, and that's what I did. Or you can take camouflage if you don't want to passively level everything. You know, maybe you don't have time to passively level something, just go ahead and take the camouflage. But I went ahead and started with medical because I want to go for advanced plus medical, which from what I'm seeing would take I don't know if you can see my calculator or not though, but if you have 10 million points and we divide that by 160, that's gonna be 62,000 heals. Okay, and let's say that takes 4 or 5 seconds. So let's go 5 seconds. I think it's 4, and then we divide that by 60, and then we divide that by 60, and that's 86 hours, which would be about 4 days. Okay. To get advanced plus medical, so I want to try and grab that. I know survival takes about 30 something hours to level here with an axe, and then it takes another 30 something hours to get to advanced plus. Awareness, I'm not really sure. Camouflage is pretty much set. You can't really increase that. Engineering, I don't even know if I'm really going to be interested in that. Thievery is going to be the big one. So what I'm going to try and do is make as much money as possible. So for me, I'm going to be going for advanced brawling if I can fight enough puppets. So with this 1400 HP XP that I got here, if you do 10 million divided by 1400, you get 7,142 puppets that you'd have to kill to get to this. But we need to see how much XP that we get for attacking a dead body. And then we can calculate if we can passively level this or not in a reasonable amount of time. But I'm thinking, if we can get 27 XP or something, a hit or something with advanced, then maybe it would take us about 4 days of passive farming to actually get this leveled. But my thinking is when you start the game, you can use melee weapons or whatever to kill these puppets, but I think I'm just going to use my fist and see how much extra XP I can get with brawling, and then sell every single item that I can get my hands on for extra money, which I can use for vehicles, which I can use for crowbars and stuff to level my thievery. And then I might keep one gun or something around for going and doing bunkers or something. If I try to do a kill box, I'm going to need a weapon to fight. So I'm probably going to look for an MP5. I did some tests with no strength and no rifle skill on single player, and the MP5 worked very, very well, even with no skill. So I'll probably try and get an MP5 at some point. See if we can find any extra screwdrivers or something real quick while we're in the town. So we got another 400, so we're getting 400 per kill. So we were at 1898. 1898. So we're getting 39 XP per auto attack here. So we're going to look and see, and we're getting, so we need 10 million, and we divide that by 39, and you're looking at 256,000 attacks. All right, so let's say that if we can do an attack a second, and we divide that by 60, and then we divide that by 60, and we're looking at 71 hours to max this. I think that's reasonable. I mean, that's going to be about the same 4-day period. In the melee weapons, this should take about probably it would be under 30 hours to level this. It's faster than brawling, and I think I can passive level this, and then I'll be on par with everything else here. Running, I don't know if I'm going to ride a bicycle or not. I probably will try to ride a bicycle and level my running up as much as I can because I don't really care about the motorcycling so much. So I need to see how much XP that we can actually gain here. You can see we already got 2,000 and something from running across a couple of circles. Throwing will be really easy to level. Demo will be really easy to level. Thievery is going to be the one that might take a little bit. But my thought process here is that there's really only a few things that you can do when it comes to Scum. So you're either a base builder, a raider, a PvPer, or a PvEer. All right. And when it comes to base building, taking survival and stuff would save you more time than anything because you're going to be building a lot of base stuff. If you're like a primal person, taking survival instead of medical will help you out with a lot with that. Um, if you are PvPer, medical will probably help you out a lot more than survival. Or you could take awareness instead, and then you could take medium stealth or something, or medium lockpicking if you want. Um, or if you want advanced lock picking, you just take any kind of stat that you want, take it out of strength. So you could drop a point out of strength. You'd have over medium melee. You would have to spend 30 extra hours or something leveling that. Even if you put an extra like 10 hours or something on there, it'd put it on par with medical. I don't think you're going to notice that much of a difference. Um, and uh, PvE wise. All right, so if you're doing PvP, you're probably going to be killing players to get loot. So you want the combat stats, but you want to see like what's going to be the most common thing that you're going to do. So those guys might want max lockpicking because they might want to get their loot from bases and raid. If you're PvEer, you're probably going to get your stuff from doing PvE stuff, and you don't need lockpicking for most of that. Okay, it mainly until the kill box, and from what I can tell, that is the main loop. So geared players or regular players, they have to restock their loot either by raiding or going to PvE events. And when you're going into the bunkers and things, it's not going to take you very long to go in there. That's going to be where you're going to go to get your loot for the most part because there's not a bunch of loot to be found anywhere out here. So you're going to need to go to lockers to get kill boxes and stuff if you want guns. But I also want medical so I can keep myself healed when I'm fighting these guys. Because you can see like this, it's a C1 bleed, nothing major, but I could cut their stuff up into rags and heal. So I want to have the medical so I can keep myself into the fight. Because my game plan for this character is to do a lot of crowbarring, which requires me to put myself at risk fighting puppets, especially if I'm fighting with my fist or with a melee weapon. Someone had that door open. And I don't think it'll necessarily be the easiest thing in the world, but I think if we're going to go for a character who has all the skills maxed, although I could level medical fairly quickly, in total it's going to be about 100 hours, I think, I can level survival quickly enough in game, so it won't be that much of a hassle. Because I did everything with an axe, I can use a chainsaw, kind of speed that up. And I still gonna have like 1,200 something, bottle uses, or 12,000 something bottle usage to level up my medical skill. So another 2,000 and something really wouldn't be the biggest thing, but when we're talking about being able to keep my skills leveling at a quick pace, I don't need to be taking all the extra time to regen my HP. I need to be as quick and as fast as possible to get everything going. Coffee's good. Try and keep coffee in you if you can, because you'll get this bonus effect. Your performance score will go up and your stamina regen and everything will go up by like 10%. So right now I already got like a 10% recovery. So it's going to go up to a 20%. It also increases how fast you can do things with survival. Also, I think when fighting the puppets, you don't necessarily have to be scared about running out of stamina as long as you're only fighting one. It's going to speed up how fast you can kill them, and it's going to speed up a bunch of other stuff probably as well. Okay, so we got another puppet to deal with over there here in a minute. But we already got, we got a C2. Okay, so let me look and see if we can find a actual melee weapon real quick. And then if we can't, we just need to make a, got any rocks? Yeah. Let's go ahead and make a stone knife. So you can see right now we have 53 on the HP pool. So we've lost, 100 or 55 HP or so probably. But now we have this stone knife that we can take. And we can go ahead and cut up some rags to keep around. Oh, he got you in the corner. Alright, we're going to take this in our hands. And now I'm not going to be trying to rush this as fast as possible. I got house construction and things that I got to do, and I got a puppy to take care of and all that. So I can't really just sit and do this. But I'm going to try and record how much progress I make throughout the week, and then towards the end, when I get most of this done, maybe post it online and show how fast I was able to get some things done. Because I believe right now we're already pretty close for the most part. But yeah, we can go ahead and cut up the rest of these. We can make ourselves a backpack, then make a couple of cloth rag bundles so that we can actually store some stuff, and then we can get rid of these older clothes that we're wearing. Once we probably get into the police station, it probably has quite a few, so won't be too bad. Doesn't matter if these are dirty or not. Our constitution is high enough to kind of keep our immune system good, so we shouldn't really need antibiotics or catch an infection. And I don't think we really need any of these other things that are going on here, so we can cut these into rags. You see I'm resting, and this is healing just fine. Brawling wise, we already got 5,000 XP here, so you can already see that we're going to be doing pretty good on the XP, so. And then all this stuff is going to be leveling up awareness while we're doing this, and it looks like we're also getting a little bit of survival, so this would be faster with extra survival skill, but we're getting 100 or so every time we do that. It's not the biggest thing in the world. So we cut all these up and then make ourselves an improvised backpack real quick. We could look for thread and make a bigger bag, but I don't think I'm going to really try and go that hard into it. So we need a rope and we need cloth. So and we just come in here. And we cut one of these up into rag strips. That's just so that we have extra rag strips here in a second. Let's see, and we want to keep the ones with high HP that are not dirty. So, probably do something like that. Improvised rope. Okay. And then we come in here and make a backpack. And we've already gained quite a bit of survival skill just building stuff like this, so you don't necessarily have to go and cut down trees. We got 300 XP from making rag strips, which is the same that you get for cutting down a tree. At level 1 at least, so we're doing pretty good there. So probably just making rope and stuff like that's going to be fun. Got 450. Alright, so we didn't gain much for the bag. Alright, so now we go in here and then we make cloth rag bundles. And let's see how much we get for this. So we got 470. Alright, so you don't get much. So out of all this cloth, we get 2 cloth rag bundles. And that's going to be plenty to keep us healed for a little bit. So I think we'll be fine with that. And we'll keep a rag strip in case we need it. And I guess we'll keep the knife. Alright. So now police stations aren't going to be the best for all your loot needs, but you can find clothing in here, and it's pretty common to find clothing, so I'd probably do that and look for more coffee. Now this isn't going to be the fastest get quick rich scheme, but I think it is a general gameplay loop that average players would use. So let's just go ahead and equip some new clothes. I think we'll keep the beanie here. Wolf in town, that's new. Okay, and coffee. Very big deal. Keep looking for coffee. Don't OD on the coffee, but you want to keep looking for coffee because it increases your performance score, especially as a new player. And especially if you don't have any stamina. Box him in the corner. Box him in the corner. Alright, we already got 6,000 and something there, so we're doing good. And I'll probably use a melee weapon at some point, for sure. It would be better versus these armored puppets that are up here. But yeah, you can get tactical sweaters and stuff a lot inside of police stations. Sometimes you find pants, and a good portion of the time you'll find boots. But I'll probably keep most of my stuff getting it from the castle. I think that's going to be where I'm going to keep getting most of my gear. That's my plan anyway. Let's go ahead and see if the the injury's already healed up, so that's fine. If you lay down on a bed, I'm pretty sure it increases the rate at which you recover. So, and let's just see if we can find any pants real quick. Now, I don't want to be buying clothes. I don't want to be having to go around and search for clothes. But I do want to look on the roof for extra spawns. There's usually a spawn on the roof of police stations. So when you get a vehicle or anything like that, you're going to be able to go and hit these police stations a lot faster, and you just need to keep looking out for the clothes and everything else. So that'll be fun. So at this point, we need to come down and check the rest of these. And I have not been able to join my clan again yet because the guy who was on left. But that's what we're looking for, as some extra screwdrivers. So we take some extra screwdrivers. That's going to help us with lockpicking and a bunch of other stuff. Alright, so somebody lockpicked the... that's not good. That'll probably kill us unless we find something. Okay. I don't think we can take a wolf on with her fists. I've tried it before with a guy with a lot higher strength than this. Come on. Is that 2? I think I might just have to run for it. Alright, they went to the backside. That's fine. Alright, Deagle magazine. A lot of pliers there. I wonder if you get extra XP for punching animals, but it is pretty risky, so it probably isn't worth it. I don't really have any reason to be in the medical area right now. Let's go check some more of these real quick. And I do have a gear and bow and everything else at the base, but I'm just not prepared to mess with that yet. And I want to try and make some macros for leveling up my strength and stuff passively while I'm offline. If I get my strength up, I can get to where I can use the 100-pound bow without, you know, any real need for archery. So my main concern at the very beginning is just getting my strength up to 5, and I think we'll be okay. But I can go get you know, my screwdrivers and stuff from it to help me with my leveling. Those wolves are pretty annoying. Yeah, box of nails, that's pretty good. See, but I want to move on to lockpicking as quickly as possible. And what we're going to do is go to the prison, because that's what we were doing before. And we should be able to go and, you know, get all of our gear relatively safely at the prison. I don't think that many people are going to be going to the prison. And with advanced medical, I can keep myself healed there pretty much indefinitely, as long as I want, so... but see, like these axes and stuff, I could keep them and use them, or I can sell them off for extra money, which I probably will on this character because he's not interested in melee at the moment. Even though the melee is going to be more beneficial, I just don't think it's going to be the biggest thing in the world for me to do that right now. If it takes 4 days to level the boxing, I want to see if it takes 4 days. Because I know it's going to take 30-something hours to get to melee, and if the XP is the same, then it's going to take way less than however many hours for boxing with melee. And if I can set a macro up for it, then I can do that while AFK for the most part, unless the body moves around. So we'll come up here and see if we can find a crowbar, I guess. Actually... I won't go touch my guy's stuff, alright? I'll leave all of his stuff there. We're doing this for the Nikki for the moment. Alright. So our strength's still doing alright, and we still have a good performance score. So we get 25% boost of energy, and we should have a lot faster stamina recovery rate. So we get 30% reduction into consumption, and we get 10% recovery rate and endurance. And then the boost of energy is giving us that plus 10%. Now it's slowly dropping down. So when that runs out, we're going to run out of, we're going to have a lot harder time getting our stamina up and down. But right here, we're gaining 3 to 4 on foot. So we should be able to get more with a bicycle. We're going to want to get another bicycle and use that as quickly as possible to get around. Now, we're not going to be the most dangerous person in a fight. We might end up trying to get a pistol at some point for emergencies. But we need to level up our survival a little bit, and we need to level up our engineering a little bit. And ideally, I wanted to use a chainsaw for that, but I probably won't be able to for a while. I do have chainsaws in the base. I might have one in the back, so I probably should go check that. Because if I have a chainsaw back there, I should be able to level up my survival and my engineering pretty quick. As well as I could use it in, for like an emergency melee weapon or something if I needed to. See how much this axe sells for. Probably keep the axe for now anyway, and then but I don't think any of this particularly sells for very much. I haven't tried to sell nails to the trader, but I know he doesn't sell them to us anymore. But we don't necessarily need these. We can use them at the prison for storage though, because I plan on trying to make this character have storage lockers and make some locks. Make her buy some locks, put them on the jail cells. Maybe nobody will find it. And we got a little bit here to go, but I want to get a crowbar so we can see how long it's going to take us to crowbar something and how much durability loss we're going to be getting, because the durability and stuff seems to be affected by a number of factors. Okay. Stab-proof vest. We should be able to get some police riot gear at the prison as well. Holy moly. Graphics. Hey Google, cancel.
Welcome, welcome.
Alright, so he's not giving us much for any of that. I don't think he's going to give us much for this axe. No. So we won't have enough to really do much here for now. Lockpick selling for
Let's see what
50 seems a little much. Okay. Let's just keep the axe for now. Do we go check for the chainsaw, or we just go to the... I think we just go to the prison. Might as well. Rubber bands. Electrician tools.
Hello.
Okay, so he doesn't buy that.
Goodbye. Welcome, welcome. Feel free to browse around.
13.
Let's see what you
Alright,
have.
so whatever.
Goodbye.
Probably should just go to the castle like I normally do to get some money and maybe a backpack. I do have boxes over there that I could get a backpack out of as well. It's been a while since I had to run on foot though. Toolbox. Why not? So we got pretty much everything we need to build a box over at the prison, I believe. But we do need to cut down some trees and stuff beforehand to try and level up our skill a little bit, I believe. I mean, we could do a regular box. Would take less nails. So we need rope and we need nails and wood. So we pretty much got everything we need. Just need probably a bigger backpack at some point. Let's go ahead and sell that Deagle mag while we're here. So maybe we run down to the castle, we grab a bag, and then we can cut down some trees with an axe. I could possibly go and look for the chainsaw and see if we still had the chainsaw available, but I don't think it's going to be the biggest deal. I mean, it's definitely going to save us time, but chainsaws are like $4 or $5 grand at the trader. So basically all you'd have to do in game is save up enough money to buy a chainsaw, and then you could level all that stuff up really quick. Maybe go find a gas station to sit next to and cut trees and things for a while.
Stranger.
Okay.
That thing registered. Kidding. Nobody cares.
So Khan is still leveling up at about 3. Endurance is now leveling up at about 1. So not the best, not the worst. Now, personally, I think if you were really trying to level these skills up, you'd do the 67-67 split like I did originally, and it would get these done pretty similar times. But I think the running speed early is more important because you need to be able to get a vehicle and stuff ready, so. But I'll cut down this tree real quick and you can kind of see. So we're going to be getting a little bit of strength doing this, which is part of the reason I think we need to do the survival first, is just cutting down these trees and processing the trees is going to allow us to generate more strength. And if we had a hiking backpack, we could be gaining the maximum amount doing this. So we probably need to go to the castle first, get a backpack, and then do everything that we need to there. Because we can sit right here at the safe zone and cut these trees fairly easy. So if we bought a chainsaw or whatever, We just set here at the safe zone and cut wood. But you can see we're already gaining quite a bit of this. Now we'd be saving like 3 times like the time off of this if we had advanced survival, and then we'd be able to level up to advanced plus in about the same amount of time as getting to advanced survival. But if we're going for advanced plus and all the skills, I think we got to start with advanced medical, and it's going to keep us in the fight. So like if we go to the mech area and we're trying to raid the lockers and we get shot, we're going to be able to heal and be just fine. It's not going to be that bad. But we do need a good supply of food and water, so that's going to be one of the big things that we're looking for. We need food and water pretty quick. I don't really know what this guy's calorie usage is. It's like 300, which isn't too bad, but we don't have enough money to feed ourselves right now. We're getting basic survival will at least help us get our basic stuff ready to go. That's probably the, oh no, I forgot you can't build in these areas. Dang. That is my bad. Cannot build in safe zones. Alright, so we can get some water and then we can go see what we can get over here. We'll go ahead and run down to the castle first. Get ourselves a backpack over there. You can find a hiking backpack pretty easy in a few spots, but castles, I find them, you know, decently well enough over there. So that's where I'm going to tell you you probably should go. And we need to be searching all these banks and trees and things for grubs and stuff to keep ourselves fed. See what our calories, 400. But don't worry, I'm going to show you how to get into the castle pretty easy. I guess we could check the kitchen or whatever in the castle if we really wanted to. But I don't really expect there to be much food inside. Alright, so we can eat these larvas and stuff. And especially early on when you're trying to level these skills, it's good to be on the move. It's going to keep people from pinning you down, and it's going to keep you a fresh supply of food. So you give time for all these spawns to reset. Okay, so we're getting about double the calories that we're using, so that's good. I find that like double the calorie rate is pretty standard, I think. Because if you do anything less, it doesn't really work out so well for the most part. But if we do anything more, we'll probably start gaining fat, which will stop our dexterity. But we do need this food, so I'm gonna eat it. Okay. Now, I don't know if we should just go ahead and go to the prison. We don't really have any bobby pins or anything, and we don't have any bags to carry loot. But if you don't find a bag, you can always save up the money to go buy a bag, but I would say go and find a backpack and some boots first. and then we can start doing this. So we can go to the castle. We go to B3 Castle. It's not too bad of a run. And we should be okay as long as we don't run into a player there, which isn't very common. Most players don't go to the castle. They don't go to a lot of the lower tier loot areas, or what they deem as lower tier loot. And we can also pick up our metal helmet there, and we can craft some improvised metal armor as soon as we get survival to 1, which will help us with our melee damage and help us versus small caliber rounds, which will be quite nice. There's quite a few logs over here I want to check out real quick. Alright. The other thing is that because I'm using brawling instead of an actual weapon, and I'm going to a place that there's not that many players that go to, there's the potential of me finding weapons that I can sell. And there's a few things that sell from the castle I can get a couple thousand from. So even if I don't find a backpack there, I could go to the trader and buy one for a couple thousand. I think they're like 24, 25,000. So if I get 2 or 3 weapons from the castle, I can go ahead and buy that. Even if I don't, though, I can probably find a bag over there or find boots. But boots can sell for 300 to 600. Apparently animals can sell for a decent bit to traders. And oh, shoot. I wasn't trying to take those guys off yet. I just wasn't paying attention. So this mech right here is the big boy. So if you build a base over here, which we might, we're going to build it right there on the side of that hill. It's right in range of this mech. And that will give us some sort of defense if somebody wants to break in. And then if we do that, it gives us a place to kind of fall back to in case we get into a pinch inside the prison. We can just respawn out here or something. And since this is the main area that I'm going to be hitting with the crowbar and trying to loot, I think it's reasonable to kind of have something right there. Now, the other thing is that the castle, I have boxes there, but eventually someone's going to find those boxes. And being able to move all that loot up and store into here, and then run back down, that might be the same distance it would take for the loot to respawn. Then I'm going to stockpile it here, separate some of it into the prison if I needed to, and then rush it into the trading post fairly quickly. And then if somebody attacks the base, at least I have a mech guarding it, and I can kind of deal with that as I go. Now I do know also there is a base over there somewhere. There's multiple bases near where our area is right now. I don't see any useful items up there. But the other thing is that most likely you're going to get shot. Alright, people are probably going to try and kill you. But if you don't have a weapon, you might be able to negotiate. It's not likely, but you could. So we still got a bit of coffee in us. Larvae and grasshoppers. And we need to get some more food because this isn't intaking fast enough for one. So we definitely need to get enough food to like buy some bread or something like that. But I do have some items I can sell over here. You basically just have to see like whatever items I gather to sell. if you're at the castle, it's probably going to take you like 1 or 2 runs to find a decent bit to sell, and probably a bag. I mean, within like 10 runs, you'd probably find yourself a bag, but probably less than that. And now starting without any, starting without any access to vehicles, having this maxed out helps a lot to reduce the time that's going to take you to run back and forth. I mean, you can see we still have plenty of stamina since we, stopped a second ago. So, we're going to have plenty of stamina to use. So we're getting 3 to 4 there. Still gaining 1 here. And that's because we have a relatively light load on our character. So if you want to run around with a light load, say that you start the game and you want to level up your running and stuff quickly, then you could probably just take a light load, max out your endurance, and then just run for your running here and get this done first thing into the game. But endurance is a little bit easier to level later into the game as well. And also, I mean, starting with 4.5 con, you're going to beat out most people when it comes to endurance regeneration. Now, as long as you're still here, I have a couple of chests that I put away. I'll get me a hiking backpack out of it, and then from there I can kind of check the towers for loot. And since I don't have to store any extra weapons because I'm using my fists, it's going to be that much extra money that I can use. And I might just go ahead and store this toolbox over here since I'm not going to be really in the area. I mean, if I build a base real quick, I mean, I have the nails, so I can build a base, at least a basic area over there. So I might go ahead and do that. Just build me a small little shack directly in front of where that robot goes, and then I can kind of store some of my basic materials there and be fine. Alright, so let's see if my boxes are still here. Still nobody's really touched these, and I'm kind of surprised about it. So, I have bobby pins, which I'm going to need some of those. Toolboxes here, got some alcohol that I could use for medical, and some ammo if I needed it. But I don't think I'm going to be super interested in any of that. I'll go ahead and equip some boots. And I'll equip some pants. Okay. And I might keep these for rags. And then I have some stuff I can sell here. I have some screwdrivers that I could use and a lockpick I could use. So let's just go ahead and take these screwdrivers for now because I don't have... shoot. Okay, so we got some smaller bags that I can use. Probably just go ahead and use this backpack. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use these screwdrivers or not, but I'll take some just to see. Go ahead and put this back. Okay. Also, I think when you start the game, if you build, like, especially if you're going to build a base or something, if you start it and you build a chest, and then just start filling it with improvised rope from zombies, I mean, I think that's probably the best thing that you can do, to be honest. Okay, so for this, if we get into a fight, we're just gonna have to run. We should be relatively light enough not to get murdered, I would think. Hopefully. And we still have access to these towers, so it's a relatively safe loot area to loot as long as you get here first, I would say. But it is possible somebody looted all this, so it does look kind of barren. Somebody might have already been here. Might have saw my video, because nobody ever comes here. 2 towers in a row. I think somebody's definitely been here. Definitely a lot more people on this server this way. This one's empty too. It's probably not worth my time to stay. This had to be fairly recent. The closest base that I knew of was the log cabin, but as far as I know, that base is not got anyone in it anymore. Did they check the boxes? Looks like they may have checked the boxes. So there's wire that I can make an improvised bow from, but there doesn't seem to be much of anything else going on here. Raincoat. I think someone's definitely been here. I mean, that small gas can is good, but I think I've never seen it spawn there, so I think they dumped it on top of the actual box. Okay, so we got a sword. Sword is good money. I usually keep a sword on me for emergencies and cutting stuff, base building, and all that. We could use it for base building if we need to. Don't know how much motorcycle boots sell for, but it seems they didn't check all the towers and stuff, so either that or the free loot respawn, so probably took all the guns and stuff, I would bet, if they were here. So, bad stuff with like using our fists is that it's going to take a lot more repair kits and stuff to keep our equipment good. Unless we sell all of our equipment off as they get damaged, but Crocs don't sell for nothing. Another backpack. We could try and sell this backpack, I guess. Not the best. We can put it in our hands here in a minute. But you see, when you come to the castles, you're going to have the chance to find shotguns, swords, helmets, backpacks, boots, clothes, some ammo. Won't take too long. And I think the free loot, like the helmets, respawns pretty quick compared to the stuff in the chest, so I don't know if we need any motorcycle boots. I'm probably fine. If I could find a shotgun, that's really what I'm looking for right now. Not to use it, but to sell it. I need like a lever action shotgun that I can sell for a couple grand. Well, at least it would be like 1,000, but
So,
what's going on? Started this other character and I can't get into the base, so I started doing a route from the ground zero. And I got me a backpack and shit. So
nice.
I figure I'm gonna take like, I think someone's been looting my castle, like the B3 castle. But I'm gonna try and build a just a wood broadhead carbon arrows, nice. I'm gonna try and build like just a wood square wall like right next to the prison and like sort of stash some shit off of this dude in there. And like probably build a box or two inside of the. Oh shoot, is that a? Yeah, it's a puppet. All right. Put a box in there so I can. I need to level my lock picking, so I crowbar those chests that are in there whenever they respawn. There's like 13 in there, so I should be able to get a decent amount of experience. I just need the crowbars and lock picks. And I'm gonna try and use just purely fists on this guy for the first like few days. I started him with an advanced brawling because I never really checked and see how much XP you got after you got advanced, like per attacking the puppet bodies, and it ends up being 37 or something. Which, if you attack a puppet body, he's actually doing pretty good at killing them decently fast. But if you attack a puppet body and you're able to get 37 XP in attack, and you can do one a second, it would take, I think it was like 70 something hours to get advanced plus melee, and I'm kind of curious what that's like. And then when it comes to melee weapons, it should take way less time to level. And I started with advanced medical on them because I want to try and get advanced plus medical. So instead of like the 15 hours it would take me to level to advanced, it's going to take me like, I think 84 hours or something after I get all the alcohol.
Yeah.
So about 4 days for both of those if I was going to do it, which I think is fine. But I want to see like advanced plus medical, like what would that do? Like, cause you can already like it's basically going to be like one rag to fix anything, I think. I don't see how it would be anything else. And probably like plus 20-second recovery times or something. But I was gonna try and use the chainsaw, like one of the chainsaws at the base, cut it up and level my survival. Maybe it would be faster with that, because my original numbers were with an axe, so I think the chainsaw is faster. But if you're wanting to raid that base, I got my other dude is over there. I can get a crossbow, and he has lockpicking skills, so we can lockpick the base over there.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck's going on with my game. It freezes every sec. Like, I don't know. It freezes every 5 seconds or something. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
I don't know. Getting hot or something, or RAM's all blocked up. I don't know.
Yeah, but I need to like buy some bolts first because I don't have bolts.
I can't buy bolts.
What?
Oh, crossbow bolts. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I think actually I dropped those metal ones off in that crate outside earlier. There's probably some more in the base too. Because I find metal bolts and stuff every now and then. In cars and things. They're not like full durability, but there was 8 in the pockets, I think, of my guy's stuff. There we go. Shotgun, that's what I was looking for. I think I'm gonna try and make this a series. So like every time I get on this ult, I'm gonna grind as much as I can. I'm gonna record it, put it online, and just kind of at the end of every week, I'm just gonna kind of put my results, how far I got along, leveling my stuff, and like what I did. Because my plan right now is that I'm using the brawling skill at the first because I don't have to hold a weapon. So now I have an extra slot that I can carry shit to the trader with. I should have picked up those shotgun rounds earlier though, but... And then like the loot routes, so I'm going to the castle. I already got like 3 helmets and a couple swords and a shotgun, so that's going to be a few grand. And I was like, if you didn't find a backpack, you can buy a backpack, but I'm probably going to buy a crowbar so I can go to the prison.
Does the carbon crossbow bolt work?
As far as I know, all the crossbow bolts do. Vigor and them said that the head that's on it didn't matter. Oh shit, that's a bear. So like the tip that was on it, they said didn't matter, but they're not really that expensive, so probably be all right.
Alright, got a crossbow. Got the bolts.
You bought a
Got
crossbow?
I have a crossbow.
Okay, because I got like 7 of them too. I was curious.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I find them all the time.
I'm at the base right now. I'm just taking stuff to bring there.
Okay, I just gotta finish looting this and
You're good.
swap characters.
Do you want me to bring a crossbow for you? Or...
No, he's at the base, so I can grab one.
Oh, okay.
I just gotta make sure I get the arrows or whatever for it.
I did took everything though.
Yeah, I got 8 of them in that back, unless you took the bolts that I was telling you about.
I don't think it's the one you're talking about, but yeah.
Yeah, because I had
took
metal
this
bolts.
From the, okay, cool.
Yeah. You only really need one if you're right next to the wall. Just shoot it into the wall, grab it, shoot it into the wall. It's actually easier that way with the crossbow.
Got my car 98. Just
I'll-
in case.
I want to get a car and... Oh, shit. Nope. I want to get a car and see how much you can sell animals for, because I saw a video where a dude was saying you could sell like animals for like 800 bucks to the trader or something. And I was like, man, I could load up on animals. There's a bear right here. There was 2 wolves that were hunting me down in that town below us earlier. If you can get 800 a piece, that's good money. This is actually a really good run at the castle. If I can get away from the bear, that's going to be the question. Go grab a shotgun rounds out of the chest, maybe. Look at that, another sword. That's what I'm talking about. Consistency, my guys. You go to the bunker and you find 1 magazine. I just found 4 swords and 3 helmets, and so that's a few grand. Shotgun. Depending on how many players are on the server, but you know, it's whatever.
Heading my way there.
I don't know when that cement's gonna show up, so that's what I'm kind of waiting on. I'm trying not to fall asleep. It'll probably be the next hour or so. Another shotgun. Santa suit. Small axe and a Fooster's machete. Okay. Now I gotta carry all this stuff back. Overweight. Still gaining 3 or 4 on the Constitution, so that's pretty good. Now the Endurance is going up by 3. Yeah, so we're doing real good there. It's just the overall stamina that's dropping quicker. Yeah, I should be able to get a couple thousand though. I don't think I need a... I could buy a bicycle, or I could... Definitely need a crowbar. Get over in this tree real quick, and then we'll log off, and I'll end this episode. Alright, there we go. Alright guys, so that's going to be the end of the first episode of this. I'm going to try and keep track of all my stats, or at least trying to show them while I'm looking at them and playing them in the game. This is going to be my ult count. He just got freshly made today. Those are my starting stats. So we got 3 in strength with advanced brawling. We're going to be using brawling for as much as possible over the next 4 days or so, the next week. We won't be leveling medical probably until later. We need to get the alcohol bottles and stuff. For right now, we're going to be focusing on the lock picking as much as possible. But if that ends up becoming kind of a hassle, then maybe I'll swap over and start going to the big city, looting as much alcohol as possible, and then using that to level up my medical. And if I do that, I can probably get it done in a week or so. And advanced plus medical is probably going to be very, very strong. Okay, so we had 3 strength with advanced brawling, 4.5 constitution with advanced running and medium endurance. Then we had 1.5 dexterity with 50% to medium driving, and then basic motorcycling. That's purely for travel time, so being able to take a car and travel faster with less stalls, and then being able to have a motorcycle that's able to go past 40 kilometers an hour is a big one, because as soon as you hit basic, you go to 60, which I think is acceptable because it's twice the movement speed of running. Even though it only takes a couple hours to level, um, I just don't want to deal with that hassle, and I think it's going to be a lot more efficient to just start off with basic and probably not going to die nearly as much because, yes, it'll stall when you're starting to drive it, but it doesn't stall nearly as much while you're driving. So we're gonna hop off of here, get on our other character, and then I'm gonna help him with the base raid. I'll try to keep you all up to date on this. I will probably, if I post this to Reddit, I don't really know yet, but if I do, I'll put the video clip on there, and then I'll come back to the same post probably every week, and then post the next video clip on the same post as long as it allows me to edit it. And they can kind of see the progress that we're making now. I'm not going to be playing this character all the time. I have two accounts. So I'm not really going to have a specific time frame to give you when it comes to this, but you can kind of see just average play, what's going to look like, and how fast you can kind of get things done. And then starting stats and all that stuff and the progress. I think this is going to be the best way. I'm going to be going for Advanced Plus. And most of the skills probably depending on what I'm doing. The game plan is that you need to use the crowbar as much as possible to get the lock picks. To get the lock picking up. That's what I'm going to be focusing on. I will probably find key cards when that happens. That's going to force me to go to bunkers. When I go to bunkers, I need to have some sort of ranged weapon, so I can use the improvised weapons, or I could use the hoping to get my hands on an MP5. So I'm going to try and use the MP5, maybe buy one. Has very little recoil, seems to be a fairly decent gun. Now I can level my rifles with that, but as soon as I get done with brawling, or if I get bored with brawling, I'm going to swap over to melee weapons. I'm going to try to set up a macro and passively farm the melee while I'm offline, or passively farm my strength while I'm offline. And hopefully, as long as I have enough money to pay for food, I should be good in that regard. So I'm going to hop off here. Thanks for watching this, and I'll try to keep you up to date with what's going on, and hopefully this is going to be the best overall build that you can get without going purely into an intelligence. Now, if you do go into intelligence, just take 2 points off of strength. You'll have, 50% to medium melee, and it's just going to take you another, however many hours to level that, which is probably going to be about 32 or something. So that's up to you.